Hey guys, it's Gypsy Wolf. Thank you so much for joining me again. I am really glad to be back again already, showing you guys a new video. I believe I have a few videos very similar to this one. I'm going to be teaching you how to make a magical energy cleansing spray that also, after it cleanses any negative energy, it adds in very positive energy and will keep it locked in. This is a great spray to keep on you if you travel a lot. It's something I would highly recommend that if you go to a hotel room frequently, maybe you travel for work, maybe you're traveling for pleasure, whatever have you. This is great to spray around your room. And especially before bed, around your person and around your bed, okay? But it's also good to cleanse your magical tools. It's good to cleanse your altar, which is one reason I'm making it. I'm also going to the shore, the beach, for a few days. So, excuse me guys, I've been up all night doing magic. I'm tired. I'll show you what bases you can use for the spray to avoid if you want to use it to cleanse an altar, like to cleanse wood, things like that, and what things you can use, okay? Alright, let's get into it. I don't want to keep you. Alright, I'm going to show you the botanicals that we're going to be using, and if you don't have any of them, don't stress, just omit it. Or if there's something that you rather use in place, that's fantastic. Okay, so we're going to start with the basic. We're going to go with some sage, some white sage. Now, this is also good to be used for someone, maybe you have asthma and can't handle the smoke. Maybe you have a family member, a child you live with asthma. Right now, I have walking pneumonia, so I can't have anything burning right now. I can't have any smoke near me, so I have to use this. But I'm going to be making a big bottle, but right now I only have little ones. So anyway, I'm just taking a sage stick, and I'm going to take a little bit off of there and place it in my bottle. Okay? Very simple. Now, as I've explained to you, with sage, it's kind of like redecorating a room, but like you want to completely redo it and do it from scratch. So you take everything out. Well, once you take everything out, which is what sage does, it removes all the negativity. Well, you have to replace it with something, right? Sage doesn't replace. There's no replacing with sage. It just clears the way for you to add in the harmonious herbs. Now, I'm going to be adding some rue. You could also use hyssop or both, but I had a really nice harvest of rue in my garden this year. It was hardy. I got lucky. I was, in the hospital a lot and couldn't really, excuse me, oh my gosh, I apologize. I couldn't really tend to it, but this really hung in there. And I think it was all the love and energy I had given it the year prior as well. Alright, so far we have white sage, rue, and these are to clear out negative energies. Now to put back in good energy. This is completely optional. I had a small little kitchen sage plant, and I just grabbed 3 leaves from my little harvest. It didn't grow much this year. It was its first year. And this is mainly used to cook turkey. Or in gumbo. It's good in gumbo too. It has a very nice fragrance, but it's very good at pulling in money and grounding. So, if you have some, add it in. Alright, now, the witch's favorite. I don't know one witch who doesn't say rosemary is their favorite. The smell, the vibration, rosemary is just wonderful. It's great at cleansing negative energy from a person, a place, or a thing. So that's a noun. So anything. And it's also very invigorating. It helps with concentration. And it helps with money, love, all of it. Like, in my opinion, at least. And then the last botanical that I'm going to use is a bit of homegrown lavender, which still smells out of this world. Ooh, my lavender plant is like bigger than my altar. It's huge. And then I have a little one because there's so many different types of lavender. But the one that's big is the most fragrant that I have in my garden. And I'm using lavender to bring in a calming, soothing vibe. Let's think about it. If we're traveling, we can feel out of sorts. It's very common. We're not in our own bed. We're not around, we're not in a place that we're comfortable with or we're used to. So it's very easy to feel a little out of it. So let's bring in that comforting, soothing, healing, loving energy that the goddess brings. Because I really associate this with just all that a goddess encompasses. And then, this is totally optional. You can use some crystals. Whatever calls to you is great. But some examples, clear quartz. You have some little clear quartz chips. Can't go wrong with that. It amplifies any energies. Okay, you just have to program it. And then this time, like I said, I know I've done some of these cleansing sprays on my channel before, but I change it every time, and there are so many different ones. So this one I've made before, but this is the first time I'm adding some amethyst chips. And I wanted to add that because it's very good at helping activate your third eye. So right now, my dreams have been very vivid and prophetic. I want to keep that going, so I'm going to spray that, around my bed, maybe my pillow when I go to sleep, things like that. Now, you will need a master bottle, spray bottle. I just have this little one because it's good for travel, and I can't find the right size spray bottle for a big batch, but I am going to be redoing my altar when I get back from the beach in my Maven and Salmon decor. So when I do that, when I change up my altar, I always give it a really good cleanse. And right now I can't do a smoke cleanse for it, so right now I'll show you. I'm using my little witchy broom to just kind of sweep away any negative energy. It smells like cinnamon. You can find these at the Dollar Tree usually. And that really helps kind of clear away any negative energies. And if you don't have that, you can just sprinkle a little bit of Florida water, okay? Alright, now, the things that you can use, liquids that you can use, I'm going to be using, don't mind the really messed up label, some witch hazel. It's an astringent, so it will pull the essence out of the botanicals. And this one is made with rose petals. So we're adding that very loving, positive energy of roses. Roses have a high vibration. So it's not just, love between two lovers or in a relationship. It can be self-love. It can be love between two relatives. Something that basic, okay? So you can use witch hazel. Alright, that's a good one. You can use vinegar, because vinegar is very good at extracting those botanicals, but I just don't like the smell of vinegar. I only use it in small amounts, and this bottle is so itty-bitty, it just wasn't going to work. You can also use distilled water, and just distilled water, but that will go rancid quickly, just so you know. And if you do that, make sure all of your plant material is 110% dried, okay? But if you want, you can use some distilled water, and let's say you have a normal size spray bottle. To that, you would add about this size, so like an airplane bottle worth of, you could use rubbing alcohol if you really want, but the smell kind of gets in the way usually. But plain old vodka is really good, okay? So that will pull out the botanicals, and it will keep the water from going rancid. Oh, and I forgot, we're going to use a little bit of sea salt for obvious reasons. You can add oils to this, like if you want to use Van oil. That's something I often do. You can use Fresh Start or oil, Wealthy Way oil, things like that. Depending on what it is that you're trying to pull into your life. Okay? Alright, so let's construct this. I tried to not be that messy, although I'm not very good at it. But I do have a funnel just in case. Alright, so first what I'm going to do, and we don't want to, the sprayer, we have to be careful not to clog that up. That's why we're not grinding anything down, okay? We are not grinding anything down. Alright, so we're going to take a bit of roux. And I'm going to hold this in my hands and let it know what it needs to do. It needs to cleanse all that it touches. I ask that my ancestors bless this, and my guides and my guardian angels. And then we just do our best to pop that in there. Some pieces might fall off, that's okay. Alright, so we have a bit in there. I'm going to drop my 3 pieces of sage after I let them know what to do. Bring in grounding and steady wealth. And I ask this for my ancestors, my guides and guardian angels. And visualize this happening. Visualize extra money in your bank account that you didn't expect, but it came. Maybe you got a bonus that you weren't expecting. Alright, so we got the 3 little things in there. I'm going to take a little bit of white sage. Here's where I'm probably going to use my funnel. Now, I also do not care for the smell of white sage. If you really don't like it as well, or you don't have it, ooh, now I'm making a mess. Now I'm being a messy witch. That should be enough. Just get it in there if we can. Yeah, maybe a little more. This funnel isn't doing crap, let me tell you. You could also use a stick. Let me show you. You can find a small stick of Palo Santo. You can just put that in there, which I've done in the past. Now I'm making a mess. Okay. And one more little bit. No, I don't feel like that needs to go in. Go off your intuition too, guys. If something doesn't feel right to go in, don't put it in. If something does feel right, maybe you have been working on a magical garden. Maybe you want to add marigold or nasturtium or pansy, or maybe you're growing borage. Borage would be a great addition to those beautiful blue blooms. Oh, wish I had some. Alright, now I'm going to take a bit of rosemary. Also, citrus is very good. I just didn't have any on hand. Alright. I don't really have to tell the rosemary what to do. It usually knows. There we go. And then last but not least, I'm going to put a sprig of lavender in there. So far that's what it looks like. And now I'm going to add 1 clear quartz. And use whatever you have. I'm just lucky I have chips. And this is a small bag. You know, and you can get these little baggies for dirt cheap. This bottle came in a big set that a very good friend of mine, the Red-Headed Witch, aka Jen, sent me, and I'm just thrilled to have all of it because I find so many uses all the time, and I'm learning about all of them. It's really cool. It was a great gift, Red-Headed Witch. Thank you. Alright, and I'm plugging this crystal to do what I need to do to amplify the cleansing energy and to replace it with harmonious, happy, grounding, and money drawing energies. Blessed be. Okay, I'll put that in there. Now, the chips are a lot smaller. These are, at least, the ones in the bottle. So I'm going to add a couple. I'm just going to, you can see there. Maybe take a few away. Because I'm not trying to bring in too much of this energy, just a little bit. Go with your gut. Go with what feels right. That's what I'm doing here. Okay. Bless and empower this amethyst to help me see my way clearly, whether it be through my actual sight, or through my third eye sight, or through dreams. Blessed be. Drop those in there. Okay. And then last but not least, we put in, well, what I'm doing with hazel today. And this one has this nice topper where I can just pour it in without it going anywhere. And then I'm going to keep this on my altar all day because it's early morning. And overnight with certain candles to let it charge so it's ready for when I go to the beach and for the room that I will be spending my time in. And you know, I will probably put some oils in here, maybe a little more lavender. I have to see tonight. I'll give it a sniff, but give it a good shake, not too vigorously. I thought this would be a much quicker video, I'm sorry guys. But that's about what your end result will look like. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below. If you have questions that are a bit more private, please feel free to email me at magicalgypsywolf@gmail.com. I do not work for anybody currently, but if there are